Despite the diversity of the line of power units provided for the Mazda 3, only two petrol versions were officially sold in our country, 1.6 and 2.0 liters. These engines support the active image of the model quite well. They are distinguished by good traction throughout the entire rev range. This was achieved through the use of systems for changing the geometry of the intake tract and valve timing, 2.0-liter engine after 2006. True, during operation, these systems can create problems. There is a play in the intake manifold flaps, which manifests itself in a characteristic knock when the engine is idling, resembling the knock of valves. More often, problems occur on more powerful 2.0-liter versions and, as a rule, with hot drivers. The failure is eliminated by replacing the collector assembly. In addition, the 2.0-liter unit is sensitive to fuel quality. Poor fuel immediately affects the operation of the engine. Idling, floats, the car twitches under load. The 1.6-liter engine is less picky about food. By the way, both units are equipped with a non-replaceable fine fuel filter, made in the same unit with the pump, and this unit, as a rule, lasts a long time. Otherwise, there were no characteristic malfunctions in the motors of the triples. The timing is driven by a durable metal chain. The valve mechanism is not equipped with hydraulic compensators, but it is not necessary to adjust the clearances until the cylinder head is repaired. In the ignition system of a smaller unit, traditional candles are used, and a larger unit with iridium electrode tips that last 2 to 3 times longer, 80 to 90,000 kilometers. Attachment drive belt takes care of at least 120,000 kilometers. According to the Mazda factory recommendations, the oil is changed every 20,000 kilometers, although, taking into account the quality of our fuel, mechanics advise to have this interval. All Mazda 3s are front-wheel drive and feature 5-speed manual gearboxes. 2.0L versions after 2006 are 6-speed, and Tiptronic automatics with manual gear selection. Both CPs are represented on the market in almost equal numbers. The clutch is equipped with a hydraulic drive, which on 1.6-liter versions can be disturbing. Leaks of the working cylinder are noted. It is plastic and must be replaced as an assembly. Another malfunction typical for cars of the first years of production, 2003 to 2005, is a play in the spline connection of the grenade and the hub, which manifests itself with clicks in the transmission. Subsequently, the creators corrected the design miscalculation. Instead of the locking bolt, the axle shaft was fixed with a nut. The chassis of the Troika is tuned to the temperament of the model and is a pleasure to drive actively. The suspension is moderately knocked down, and it works out the bumps in the roads elastically and deftly. The steering is informative, with good feedback. The brakes are effective, allowing you to accurately dose deceleration. However, on our roads, the chassis was not the most durable. A characteristic weak point of the McPherson front suspension is the support pads of the struts, which can break up to a run of 50,000 kilometers. Often you will have to change the transverse levers of the rear multi-link. They serve about 40,000 kilometers. And the stabilizer struts. These parts fail by 60,000 kilometers. The rest of the consumables will last much longer. Silent blocks of the front levers, 120,000 kilometers. Ball bearings, about 200,000 kilometers. Gum bands of the remaining levers of the rear multi-link, about 150,000 kilometers. The bushings of the front and rear stabilizers serve 150 and 100,000 kilometers, respectively. The front struts, 80 to 90,000 kilometers. The front suspension arms are offered complete with consumables, although you can save money by installing a separate Ford Focus branded silent block, ball, only with the lever. The same applies to the rubbers of the rear suspension. In the non-original, some of them can be found separately from the levers. The steering of the 1.6-liter versions of the Mazda 3 is equipped with the traditional power steering, and the 2.0-liter versions are equipped with an electric power steering, which can create problems on post-styling versions. The malfunction manifests itself, as a rule, in the heat. When driving in a traffic jam, the electric motor overheats and turns off. You can restore the efficiency of the electric motor by restarting the car engine. However, there is a revocable company for the free replacement of the problem node, which is produced by domestic dealers. Otherwise, the steering is quite durable. The rods are able to go out for about 150,000 kilometers, and their tips even longer. The specialists who advised us have no complaints about the brake system with all disc mechanisms. The used Mazda 3 is still capable of delighting enthusiasts of active driving, and its design still looks stylish and dynamic today. True, You have to pay for dynamics with frequent repairs of some suspension parts. When buying, we recommend paying attention to post-styling versions, in which many childhood diseases have been eliminated. The acquisition of powerful 2.0-liter versions should be taken with caution. They can be worn out by excessively temperamental owners.